All right, Bills Mafia, this is a part of it. Cause and effect. Team doesn't do well with extremely high expectations. Changes have to happen. Now, sometimes them changes happen in the off season, but as y'all can see, we ain't wasting no time whatsoever. All right, so y'all hit that like button on the front end. Make sure y'all subscribe as well. But yeah, man, Ken Dorsey officially relieved of his duties as offensive coordinator. Now, I've been trying to figure out specifically what does relieved mean in the sense of, is he still employed by the Buffalo Bills or is he no longer employed by the organization? That's what I was trying to figure out. Did not see any details on it. So we'll just go with relieved of his duties as offensive coordinator. But in the interim, we did promote Joe Brady, obviously he's the quarterback's coach, to offensive coordinator. And it's a little bit interesting for me, man, because part of me feels very similar to what we just had in Ken Dorsey. Not in a negative sense, but just in a young, unproven sense. I like certain things that Joe does when he did have a chance to be a coordinator, but he had a similar fate that Ken Dorsey had. Now, granted, he didn't have the same weapons to utilize in his process, but you think about it, man, he was the OC in Carolina, right? When Matt Rule took over, I think he lasted halfway through the season. And then he was relieved of his duties as offensive coordinator. The big thing with him, though, he was at LSU 2019, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, the Natty. That was his thing, man. Pass game coordinator, wide receivers coach. Obviously was very impactful in terms of Justin Jefferson as well. So rightfully so, man. He does have success. Same way we looked at Ken Dorsey. It's like, man, we've seen Ken Dorsey have success. But at the same time, in the NFL level, short stints. Like I said, so for Joe, I'm anticipating success in this sense. He understands, number one, how to utilize motion. Motion is always critical. Turns just getting pre-snap information, right? Man versus zone and making defenses have to adjust. I love that part. Like the fact that he's big on play action pass under center. That's another big thing, especially when you think about how James Cook has been playing, minus the fumble in that like weird half fumble situation. The running game, play action pass, those two things work well together. I like the complementary element of that. Doesn't do a lot of gun run. All right, so that will look different in contrast to with Ken, Dorsey. That was one of his things, man. And we should get more of Josh utilizing his legs in a manner where he could just attack. So that's another thing that I do look forward to seeing with Joe and specifically Josh under Joe Brady now. But in terms of the dynamic of the relationship, obviously Joe Brady has been, Josh position coach for couple years now. So we like that dynamic. And I mean, in terms of Joe going back to, William and Mary with Sean McDermott, that bum school, by the way, go Dukes. If you know, you know. But yeah, so they got a great dynamic as well, man, in terms of their history. So like I said, not anticipating big changes or big issues in terms of communication, but I do think we will see some subtle adjustments that will help us out, man. But like I said, man, you guys let me know your thoughts on the promotion and the relieving of said duties. All right. But either way, I appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, baby, let's go, Buffalo.